Okay, day 3. It is nighttime and I just had a shower and completely washed my hair. One of my things, I have a whole new process now for doing my hair. I have like quite naturally frizzy but like nice waves hair that like looks so good if I straighten it. And then I like wear it in a bun or something for a few days and then it's like got this nice flick to it. So one of my things this year has been like creating a signature hairstyle, and like honestly I would always just like straighten my hair and I think it just like looks so mediocre on me. This is a big thing that I've been researching about with the sort of kibbe body types and essences, and I always thought I had more of like a dramatic classic essence. So I think I always wore, like, because I'm sort of tall and lean, I'm 5'8", it's not even that tall, but I just kind of thought like I always tried to wear those like really sort of tight crepe knit dresses, and like, so I've got a small waist, so I'd be like, hey, like let's cinch that in, but I always felt so restricted and not really my best self. And even like a slick back hair bun, like I can't really do very well. So that has taken me on this journey of figuring out my kibbe body type. And I am a soft natural, which is very much like nothing that hard. Like I can't really carry very harsh looks. And so I think, you know, I was talking about this yesterday, like the whole like 90s minimalism that's been like trending so much lately. I don't know if I can get this light a bit nicer. Nope, just gonna have to look a bit crazy. Yeah, so that trend, like the sort of classic white t-shirt and jeans, I find like incredibly hard to do. Or like, I don't know, this is like I've got a bone to pick with the way that like fashion trends and like fashion styling and advice really seems to dominate on on TikTok and socials or whatever. But this whole idea of like just wear a white t-shirt with jeans, put on some loafers and a v-neck sweater and like you're gonna look chic, like I don't think that applies to everyone. And I think it misses like a crucial point that like everyone's base layers are gonna be different. Like not everyone is gonna wear a plain white tee and high-waisted or low-waisted jeans and a little jumper, my dog, and look like sensational. I just put up a TikTok about this, so I feel very passionately about it with more photos and examples, but I can link some of my like mood boards in the wherever I'm posting this, YouTube, Spotify. And I just think that's like what I've been finding so hard in the last couple of years is like trying to realistically find my style with something. Ralphie, you can't dig into your bowl. Okay. My dog has this thing where he just like attacks his water bowl. I think he's trying to find more food. I'm gonna get through this whole thing and have carrot all in my teeth. Anyway. Yeah, so no. Boop, boop. There you go, you can play with it like that. Ralph, why do you chew this? Yeah, good boy. My partner got this from a conference. Rawr, I think he likes it. Yeah, good boy. Yeah, so this has been my whole thing, and like the last few years I feel like I've tried really hard. I'm like, okay, I'll get a better white t-shirt, or like I'll get better jeans, and then I still put this thing on and I'm like, I bought a belt and I'm like, I still don't really look like, I look like trendy. I look like I'm part of the fashion movement or just like everyone else, which is what annoys me as well about the way everyone dresses, is so similar now. And I think there's a real art to just like finding your own style and what those bases are. So my big thing, and this is where I went down this path of like my natural kibbe essence, the fact that I have like, even though I'm lean, I'm not like a really tight like waist definition, like can look a bit weird on me because I need a bit more of like flow and like a cinched waist. And so I was looking at like who my kind of style icons are, and like I think I mentioned like Bianca Jagger is obviously a very big one for me, and Audrey Hepburn has always been, but I think realistically I've got like I like Audrey as when I'm doing like a very elegant dressed up outfit, but the day to day I think it's not really landing. So my big muse at the moment is Camille Rowe, because she has a very 70s-esque great casual vibe and like has fun with her clothes. Like I love wearing jeans. I like being comfortable like every day. Even though I buy all these nice things, I end up in a jeans and a t-shirt every day, and that's realistic. And then when I want to dress it up, I throw on like a big full fur jacket, you know, velvet jacket, leather. Like I love all those sort of like lovely, you know, rich 70s fabrics and materials. You got yourself wrapped up. And my problem though, and this is where I like got into such a trap when I was shopping. I was like, okay, I need to buy a new coat. Like I said, oh, I need a new coat to dress that outfit up, or I need like, I don't know, a nice new belt, or like maybe I just need a slightly crisp as white tee or something, like a slightly different neckline. And every time I did that, I'd get like a little bit closer, and I'm like, I still feel so boring. Like as soon as I take my jacket off, like all these videos on TikTok when they're like, this is like wearing versus styling. It's like, okay, you can't wear a jacket all the time. It is like hot in my apartment right now. Like, this is a house actually. We live in a house in Tahoe. Go get used to saying that. No longer in an apartment. In the burbs. Yes, so I feel very passionately about this style evolution. And before I go into like what it is about Camille, and maybe you might have noticed with the logo tee today, but I do find that that Alexa Chung, like she was always someone who was like super stylish when I was growing up. But I also just had to be kind of realistic. Like she has a very different figure to me, very different vibe. And I love the way that she can pull off like sort of like a gammon, tomboy, fun, preppy, almost sometimes, yeah, 60s, 70s vibe. But it is, and like the mini shorts and with like stockings or things like that, like that just is something that I could never wear. Like I would never really feel like comfortable. I feel like it'd be a bit too much on me, or like I'm trying too hard, which is all about the kibbe essences and stuff. So I encourage you to do that. Like all you have to do, I saw this on TikTok, is Mister, can you chew one of your toys? Come here, Ralphie, why don't you chew your toy? No, come here. Okay, might just have to tug a with him a bit. And so while I've sort of like, oh, I've got to tell you the instructions on ChatGPT. So if you take a photo of yourself or get someone else to take it, you can just like do the camera like at a distance. That's what I did, and just like prop it up on something and then like take a full length shot in like your activewear, like something that's like very tight fitting, so ChatGPT can kind of see your lines, and then ask it to analyze your kibbe body type, and then it might get you to share a few more different angles in like different outfits. And then it'll basically tell you, and you have a bit of a back and forth. It'll give you feedback, it'll give you celebrities, examples, and then you can kind of like really go, you know, through that process pretty quickly. I remember when I first got it, I was like, surely not. Like I always thought it was more dramatic. I think I have a little bit of like a dramatic essence. was it classic essence? Actually, I can't remember. But it's why I can wear some of that sort of Audrey Hepburn, Givenchy, like Breakfast at Tiffany kind of looks when I am doing black tie or something. But it's definitely not something that like I dress for in my everyday life. Ralph. I don't know what to do with him right now. He's attacking his bed. Anyway, so I would highly recommend doing that. And all this kind of brought me to Camille Rowe, who I have heard of. I remember seeing like her Reformation label and stuff as well. I might have like followed her on Instagram. But one of her like big things is the like vintage logo t-shirts. And I feel like when I like saw that at the right time, it was like, you can get these t-shirts that like have a bit of personality, right? And you can like, my personality is very different to hers. Like a lot of the like quite spicy t-shirts that she wears, I don't think I would feel comfortable wearing, but she like rocks it and I love that. Mine are gonna be about different things and that's great because it's gonna be my own creative expression. Hey, oh baby, playtime. And so like a lot of like vintage tees are like pure cotton, they're a bit worn, they're a little bit more relaxed fit, and it's a way that I can now wear a tee and jeans. And like, even though I will style it with a belt, like I've put on a belt right now, put on earrings, you know, I wear this necklace every day. And like if I go out this evening, which I'm not gonna do, you know, I'll put on like a blazer or a fun jacket and a hat, whatever. That is like, that just adds more and more of like my essence and the fun that I'm having with the outfit to it. But I just want to like iterate and like make sure everyone really thinks about like, what is it that they like to wear? And this is like my winter staples. When I get to summer, I need to rethink that a bit, because I think in summer I want to wear just long maxi dresses every day. I don't particularly like shorts. I think they look a bit funny on me sometimes, but I end up wearing them every day. So that is a process that I need to go through, figuring out how that's gonna evolve. Thought my husband was home. I should say fiance. Everyone thinks he's my fiance, but he's my husband. Yes, so this I bought today. I have vintage t-shirt shopping is like a new vibe for me. But I have found like apparently Etsy is really good, but I just wanted to go try a few on. So I'm living in Kings Beach in Tahoe. There's very limited shops. I could probably drive to Truckee, which might have a few more shops. There was one like thrift shop and then another like kind of more clothing shop that had some like vintage stuff that she brings in. So I got this from that the shop that she sort of curates vintage stuff from. I love it. It's a little bit big. I think I might like just like long, like for tucking it in. I might like try get it taken up. I'm not sure how people do this. I love the sleeve length though, and the brown and kind of the butter yellow. I'm just trying it on with a few jeans tonight, and I think with like my hair being a bit more undone, it'll look a bit better. Hey. It's getting this frustration out on bed, I think. Puppy, what are you doing? Yes, so, and I got another one which was kind of like a 3/4 sleeve Levi's vintage top. Ralph? You know when they just look like they're about to do a shit somewhere? Hopefully not. Probably, I don't know if I can say shit here. Ralph, come here! Oh, it's very entertaining. Not for you, for me, because I'm watching. Yes, so that was not what I meant to sit down and talk about today, but honestly, I want to talk about my feminine era and masculine era. Look at what he's got. Ralphie, you can do that. Can you just... Oh, my baby. Okay. When we ordered this, we got like 2, and I think one of them's just gonna go in the bin pretty soon. It's just this new play toy. Ralph, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. No. No. Ralphie, chew this. Yeah, good boy. Why do they always want to chew the things that you don't want them to chew? Who knows? So don't judge me sometimes. Still learning how to be the parent of a 9-week-old puppy. Ralph? Anyway, so I might dabble in an Etsy shop and start experimenting more with my logo tees. I still, like, I don't want to bag too much on the, like, jeans, white tee, and a V-neck jumper look. Like, I will still find days where I'm drawn to that. But I think this is a fun new way to get dressed, and it should be fun, right? Let's stop trying to look like other people. Yeah. Anyway, feminine energy versus masculine energy, which was the topic for today. Hold on, you're gonna injure yourself if you do that. So I have felt like since I was very young, like my parents got divorced when I was 13, and I really, like, it kind of hit me pretty hard. It was a tough age, I reckon. And I just remember at that point, like, I really shut down. What are you doing? I'm worried you're gonna pee somewhere. Why are you sniffing the ground like that? Right. Oh, yes. Just lying down. Sit down. Sit down. Why don't you sit? Sit. Yes. Yeah. So I felt like from that moment, and I've, I was like, I can't even speak, 17 years ago. I, for a very long time after that, lived very much in my masculine energy. I think I was already, like, quite, I'm not gonna say like masculine, like it's a, how do I describe this? Like, I guess that was maybe a point where I was just like, I want to double down on, like, work, make things happen fast. Like, I didn't want to be soft and feel my emotions, which is a lot of, like, when you have your feminine energy in balance with your masculine energy, like, you can be both, right? You don't pick one or the other. And I think I just was living so far away from that soft feminine side. I was so scared of it for so long that it kind of, it's been a sort of evolution. And look, honestly, like, this year, so, like, turning 30, it's kind of the first time that I've been like, I think I need to take a step back and just, like, start reevaluating, like, how I currently turn up. Ralph? He's like behind my chair. Shouldn't spin. Like, how I show up to make sure that I stop burning myself out, because I just kept burning myself out. And I, like, have been running my own business for 3 years, like a SaaS business, that hasn't seen the traction that I thought it would. And I think a lot of it has been market timing, but also just sort of trying to push things into the world that, like, maybe are not inevitable, and maybe I'm not the right person to bring those things into the world. And so I think, like, for me now, the only way that I know that I can get the success that I know that I'm destined to achieve is to take a step back and to start listening to what it is that really drives me, and, like, recognizing the things that I'm truly, truly passionate about. And I wanted to give an example that I was just, like, thinking about today. which I feel like is quite, yeah, like kind of explains it quite well. But I like kept trying to build in areas and markets, and even like go into jobs and sort of, you know, succeed through like a corporate ladder or whatever in areas that like I thought like I should. Like I'd be like, oh, like I'm interested in plant-based food, I'm interested in carbon credits, I'm interested in finance and stock markets. But like interested is like different to this doesn't feel like work to me, you know? And like one thing that I've just reflected on a lot is like taking notice. Like if people had asked me like, what are you passionate about? I'd be like, yeah, sure. Like I'm passionate about climate change. I'm passionate about, I don't know, fashion, whatever, like whatever you name it, food, cooking, some of my passions. But I would never think that I could turn them into my careers and like leverage. Like I think I've always felt it's like, okay, well, that's just something that I'm wasting my time. Like I've put on a TikTok time limiter, like more than 1 hour on TikTok, and I'm like, but most of the time I'm researching like trend ideas, like wedding outfits, wedding inspiration, like I'm getting horoscope like definitions and, you know, sort of like birth chart themes, and I'm actually like learning a lot and actually really find that super interesting. And this is an era of me being like, okay, let's take a step back and see what it is that you actually just do in your spare time. And what do you enjoy doing? What does it feel like when you've had the longest day ever? That's the only thing you feel like doing. And to me, it's like self-discovery, the kid body type, you know, like my birth chart, understanding different patterns, building Pinterest boards, building wedding boards, like researching for like, you know, all my favorite kind of like websites to see what's new and what I might want to add to my wardrobe. Like that I've always thought as like things that I shouldn't really, I'd be like, if I was building a fintech stock research platform, and I was like, oh, I should be spending all my time like reading finance books and you know, reading what's happened in the market that day. And I would like try and force myself to do it, but I don't care enough. I think that's my thing. If you're gonna be the best and the best in a field, you have to care about it so much that like it is your relaxation. It doesn't have to be like everything that you do to relax like is what you turn to your career. I don't think so. But I think it's like if you're picking a market or an industry, especially if you're someone who's like very generalist, like I am, like a bit in strategy and product and then running my own business, so you wear all the hats that founders do. Like that better be in a lane that you like live and breathe. And I think that's been my biggest thing. And this, to come back to kind of like the feminine, masculine energy, getting that more in balance. I think the masculine way of like, the masculine energy way of, I find this market, there's obviously a business opportunity. I'm gonna, good boy. I'm gonna go and get it. Like I don't even care about the content, but I'm just the best, and I like exude that energy. Like I wish I could show up like that. I wish that my energy wasn't so drained by things that I find incredibly dull and shallow, and like I have to care so deeply about the work that I'm doing for me to actually have that confidence and that energy and not burn out. Stop it. And that's okay. Like some people don't, and I was trying really hard to build in the way that, you know, the Silicon Valley way, the male founder, the like, you know, VC route, like it just did not bring me, like it didn't light me up. I think I've been more stressed like in the last 3 years than I have like, I don't know. I mean, I've gone through phases. I was pretty stressed when I was a consultant, and then through like several different phases of my life. But like this has like the recovery from this is intense. And it wasn't this bad from consulting. Like, I don't think I was really that burnt out. I just decided I didn't really care anymore. And then people were like, you know, got to work really late. And I was like, I don't even care, you know. This is the thing, I got to care about what I work on to be successful. And I think, like, if I've got a brain, I've got to use it. And I've always kind of, like, diminished the creative, fashion, intuitive, like, side of myself to be like, that's silly, like, you know, who cares about, like, you know, you don't have time to invest in fashion, you gotta be working. But imagine if I worked in that field where I feel like I accepted that that's like a valuable tool. I find it valuable, so why don't I value it from a work sense? And then it would just be like, anytime I had to work a crazy long day, I'd be like, this is getting me, like, I enjoy it because I love how this has all come together and I'm so excited. Like, it's so innate, that passion, that like I don't have to like tonight I know that I'm going to scroll on Pinterest and look at things and I don't feel like that's work, right? And I know some people might be like, oh, you know, once you make it your job, you'll get tired of it. You still get tired, I'm sure. But having been down the other path of like not wanting to read all the news things on the area that I'm building in, because I'm like so tired at the end of the day, to, you know, and for someone who works really hard, I know I'm like naturally a very like ambitious hard worker. I think it's time to acknowledge that this is part of me, and I can use a lot of the masculine energy skills and traits that I have that are super, super powerful, but they will be, or I will be, more powerful and effective and successful when I bring those two things together. And yeah, a lot of that does involve like also making sure other elements in your life are strong. Like, I think, Ralph, oh, he's right there. I don't know if you can see him. No. You know, like maybe, and this is not to say like generalization for girl versus like man, like everyone's got very different energies, like, and what's dominant and if it's in balance or not. But to me, my relationships are so important. And if like I could only withstand how long those were sort of strained for, like family, partner, friendship, like all of that comes on the line when you're working, trying to build a business in a male energy, kind of masculine energy way. I shouldn't say male, someone's gonna punch me for that. But yeah, I feel like that, and maybe that is a bit of the feminine energy of like sort of, you know, building, having a sense of belonging, community, like relationships being very important. But that's also just me and my values, like connection and curiosity are like two of my biggest values. And like I think to lose all that, like to win in the way that like Mark Zuckerberg or Elon Musk has, like they are not people I aspire to be like. I aspire to have influence and do something great, but like to be empathetic, to be kind, to bring people along the way. You know, like Oprah Winfrey and like Coco Chanel is more for like the system change of like women should wear pants kind of thing, not for her ideological views. I think, yeah, like Oprah's very, very inspiring to me. Diana von Furstenberg, also amazing. I love her whole kind of ethos and what she did with the wrap dress. And I just read her biography recently, actually. It was very, very moving. Even like Anna Wintour. I mean, I wouldn't operate like her, but the sort of like career she's built and the legacy she'll, you know, leave behind is very hard shoes to fill. Yeah, so I'm almost at my 30-minute mark, and I do have a rule that I won't make these longer than 30 minutes. I can't believe I can talk for that long. Yes, I can. Anyway, I will have a think about the next episode because I have no idea what I should talk about tomorrow, but every day I'm kind of taking it as it goes. And yeah, maybe I can talk more about the fashion side, because I really want to wait for a lot of the career things until after the birth chart reading. So yeah, more exploration of my style evolution and how doing the kibbe and my color analysis has totally, what's the word where you like, glam? No. Oh my god. Glow up. Glow up era. Because we all deserve to glow. Okay, all right, I'll see you tomorrow.